Genesis chapter 30, 창세기 30장. When Rachel saw that she was not bearing the Jacob any children, she became jealous of her sister. So she said to the Jacob, "Give me my children, I will die." Jacob became angry with her, and we said, "I am in the place of God who has kept from you as having children." Then she said, "Here's my Bilhah, my servant, sleep with her so that she can bear children for me, and that through hers I am to build families." So she gave him a servant Bilhah as a wife as Jacob slept with hers, and she became pregnant and bore him a son. Then Rachel said, "Oh, God vindicated me in listened to my prayer and came in the son, and because of this she named him Dan." Rachel, the servant Bilhah, conceived again and bore Jacob's seed a second son. And Rachel said, "I've had a great struggle with my sister, and I have my one." And she named the Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had stopped having children, she took her maid servant Jilbat and gave her to Jacob to a wife. Leah's servant Jilbat and Jacob's sons. And Leah said, "What good fortunes?" She named him God. Leah's servant Jilbat bore Jacob the second son. And Leah, "How happy I am that the woman called me happy, so I am him the Asher." During wheat, the harvest, Reuben went out into the field and found some landmarks of plants which is brought his mother's Leah. Rachel said to Leah, "Please give me some of your sons' mandrakers." But she said to her, "Wasn't it enough that you took my husband's will? You take my sons' mandrakers too." Very well, so Rachel, he can sleep with you, and tonight in return for your sons' mandrakers. So when Jacob came in from the field evening, Leah went out to meet him. "You must sleep with me." And she said, "I have hired you and with my sons' mandrakers." So he slept with her that night. God listened to Leah, and she became pregnant and bore Jacob's fifth son. And then Leah said, "God has rewarded me for giving my maid servant to my husband." So she named him the Issachar. Leah conceived again and bore Jacob's sixth son. And Leah said, "God has presented me with the precious gift. This time my husband will treat me with honor, because I have borne the six sons have made it Zebulun." Sometime later she gave birth to the daughters and named them Nah. And then God remembered Rachel. He listened to her, opened wombs. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son, and said, "God had taken away my disgrace," named Joseph, and made Mary, may Lord added me another son. After Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob and Laban sent me on my way, so I come back to my own homeland. Give me my wives and the children for whom I served you, and I my way. You know how much work I have done you. Laban said to you, "If I have found favor in your eyes, please stay, and I have learned my divinations that the Lord has blessed me because of you." He added, "Name your wages, and I will pay them." So Jacob said to me, "You know how I have worked for you, the livestock for favors under my care. The little you have before I came has increased well greatly. The Lord bless you, or whatever I've been But now when I am doing something for my own household, what should I give you? He asked, don't give me anything. So Jacob replied, but if you do this one thing for me, I will go on tending your flocks and watching over them. Let me go through all your flocks today, so I'll remove you from them. So every speckled and spotted sheep, every dark colored lambs, and every spotted or speckled goat, they will be my wages. And my honesty will testify for me in the futures. Wherever you check on the wages you have paid me, any goat in any possessions that is not speckled or spotted, and or any lambs that is not darkened colored will be considered stolen. Agreed that said Laban, let it be as you have said. The same day he removed all the male's coat and stricken all stopped, and all the speckled spotted females got all that white on them, and the wheel all the dark colored lambs, and he placed them in the care of his son. Then he put the 3-day journey between himself and Jacob, while Jacob continued to tend the rest of the Laban's flocks. Jacob, however, took freshly cut branches from the poplar mound and the plants, the trees, and made the white strips on them by peeling the bark and exposed the white innards, the root of the branches. Then he placed his peeled branches in the old watering trough, so that they would be directly in front of the flocks when they come to drink. When the flocks were in heat and come to drink, they meet in front of the branches. They will board the young, their streak or the speckled or spotted. Jacob set apart the young of the flock by themselves, made the rest of face the streaked and the darkened colored animals that belonged to Laban. Then thus he made the separate flocks of himself, did not put them on the Laban's animals. Whenever the strong females were in the heat, Jacob would place the branches in the trough in the front of the animals, so they would mate near the branches. If the animals were weak, he would not place them there. So the weak animals went to the ones to the strong, and the ones to Jacob. In this way, the man grew exceedingly prosperous, came to one large flock, the maid servant, and the servant came to donkey.